Come over to the panel and I'm going to throw it right out there and we're going to rattle through this. Ryanair Chase. Last year's winner, Q Card. Who's turning up this year and taking the win?
Well, that's the question I was going to pose to the rest of the panel was, do you think Connections are right to say for Q Card to go for the Gold Cup rather than this race?
I would take him to the Ryanair any day. I think if he turned up in the Ryanair, he'd win again. I think he doesn't. I think the Gold Cup is going to stretch his stamina, and they're going to wish they'd gone for the Ryanair, in my opinion. But I think they've already committed to the Gold Cup. I don't know what John thinks.
Well, it's such a tough decision, isn't it? You know, because there were doubts over Q Card's stamina. You know, but then he proved that he could stay when he won the King George. I mean the Betfair Chase.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I owned it, I think I'd have to go for the Ryanair. But fair play to Connections for going for the big prize.
Yeah,
I mean, fair play to them.
You only get one chance at that Gold Cup.
Who dares
really
win Rodders?
You know, I think Q Card, if he's going to win a Gold Cup, it's going to be this year. You can't keep on going back and back. I think they have right to go for the big prize.
Right to go for the big prize, Alan?
If they weren't going for prestige over trying to get a win, then yeah, well done to them.
And your view of the Ryanair Chase in general?
Just looking at the start of the betting, look, you've got Q Card, first lieutenant, last instalment. I don't think any of them are running the Ryanair. I think they'll all go for the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
And if you take them away, I think at the minute, the Forgotten Horse, Dynast, 12-1 at the minute for the Ryanair. I think, you know, he was beaten before the race even started at the King George. I think completely Forgotten Horse, 2 miles 5, 12-1. I think he could be the steal at the minute.
He was never travelling in the King George.
Never travelling.
You know, last year obviously running the Juice and behind Beneficent, this year's favourite.
He's strengthened up, and do you not think since then he's matured more?
Well,
he was a bit buzzy last year, I think. He sort of, skill almost went a little bit too early on him.
You know, the prices, there are horses that will come out of this race. I can't imagine Dynast going off at 12-1, which is his current price. I do agree with that. Whether you can forgive that run in the King George, I just don't know. I'm actually first lieutenant is the interesting one for me. Obviously he came second in the race last year to Q Card. You know, he wouldn't have won the race, but 3 out, he did make a bad mistake, and I think he would have got a lot closer. And I'm looking at the prices now on first lieutenant, and you can get top price 10-1 for him.
10-1. So for those viewers at home, we're going to have a quick sort of roundup in terms of our anti-post bet for the Ryanair, so we can steam into that World Hurdle. That's the big one we want to talk about. You're going to be going for what I call, and you call as well, the Forgotten Horse Dynast.
Dynast, what you say, I think 12-1, it's not going to be that price on the day.
Sandy, you siding with the first lieutenant?
I think that mistake last time in this race last year, I don't think he would have won the race, as I said, but it was costly. I think he can go very, very close this year.
Okay, and John, anti-post bet for you for the Ryanair Chase. What are you advising?
Nothing for me.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Well, considering you're not putting your money in any race for that Ryanair, he spent it all on the tweed jacket and the red trousers. He could do with maybe investing Sandy Castle in a razor for those horrible sideburns, mate. I can't stop looking at him.